Level 5 Diploma in Education and Training. Unit F, Inclusive Practice. Enhanced Limited Copyright 2019. The impact of personal, social and cultural factors on learning. Personal factors. Motivation. Intellectual ability. Attention span. Prior knowledge. Mental health. Social factors. Family. Religion. Lifestyle. Wealth. Relationships with teachers and students. Cultural factors. Parents and educators. Religion. Language and dialect. Level of education. Gender roles. Example. Gypsy and traveler children have significantly lower educational outcomes than the national average, often due to disrupted education and/or early removal from school. Cultural erosion, in which majority groups invade minority group cultures, is also a concern amongst parents, which can lead to children failing to attend school. Because of this, Gypsy and traveler children are often not afforded the same opportunities as others, and it can be difficult for them to find employment later in life. The impact of different cognitive, physical and sensory abilities on learning. Sensory, the learner may become easily distracted or uncomfortable. The learner may become anxious and stressed. It may be helpful to have stimulating/fidget toys within the classroom for the learner. Physical, the learner may have trouble joining in with certain activities, such as dance, PE, etc. The learner may need assistance when navigating the building and getting to lessons. Cognitive, the learner may require a classroom support assistant. They may struggle with aspects of lessons. They may become easily upset or stressed. Example. Vigo is a student who has a hearing impairment. He knows how to sign and can lip read, but often the educational videos shown in lessons are too fast and prove problematic. This often leaves him feeling demotivated and can lead to stress and anxiety. Inclusive practice, policies and regulatory frameworks. There are many policies and regulatory frameworks in place that promote inclusive practice. In turn, these frameworks influence individual organizations and their policies relating to inclusive practice. For example, the Equality Act 2010 brought together all the previous legislation regarding equal rights between individuals and combined them into one act that works to ensure fair, inclusive practice. An organization may look at the Equality Act 2010 and form policies that provide guidance to staff regarding inclusion, for example making arrangements for physically disabled learners. SENDA. Another important piece of legislation relating to inclusive practice is the Special Educational Needs and Disability Act 2001, known as SENDA. This act establishes legal rights for disabled students in pre- and post-16 education. SENDA ensures that young people with disabilities receive the same life opportunities as able learners. This requires that educational establishments, youth services and local education authorities make reasonable adjustments to ensure the inclusion of those with disabilities, including the provision of equal opportunities and choice. Your role and inclusive practice. Being in the teacher/trainer role means that you have a responsibility to ensure that your practice is inclusive. This means you should create an environment where all learners feel safe and comfortable. Identify the learners that may have disabilities and require extra assistance. Be accepting of everyone. Foster positive attitudes between learners. Enhance and adapt lessons to ensure that all students can take part. Positively impact upon your learners' views, thoughts and beliefs. Other roles. Pastoral team. A student may be referred to the pastoral team if there is an issue to be dealt with that is out of the teacher's control. Head of department. The head of department could be another point of referral, for example, if a student is excelling or falling behind within a specific subject. Teaching assistant. Teaching assistants can offer closer support to students that need it within the classroom. This prevents people from falling behind and can help build confidence. Speech and language therapist. Language therapists can help teachers put different methods into practice within the classroom to help students that struggle with speech and language problems to excel. Within a place of work or school, there are various points of referral. Some of the most common are pastoral system/team, SENCO, school nurse, finance department, HR. It is important that if you refer a learner that you follow up on the referral to see what the result of this was. This way, you are able to continue your support of the learner and ensure that they are receiving the help they need. External points of referral. Sometimes issues cannot be dealt with internally and you will need to refer learners to external sources of support. A few examples of these include emergency services, charities, for example food bank, mental health support, Citizens Advice Bureau. Key features of an inclusive learning environment. Environment is suitable for all learners. Stereotypes are challenged throughout program. Differentiation is applied to teaching and learning approaches, as well as assessment. Resources are made suitable for all learners. Learners feel safe to share their opinions, thoughts and ideas without being ridiculed. Benefits of an inclusive learning environment. Allows the teacher to engage with a variety of students. Learners feel comfortable and safe within the classroom, allowing them to feel more relevant and motivated. Learners have access to course materials that are beneficial to them. Learners are more likely to show success through a course that is held within an inclusive learning environment. Promoting equality and valuing diversity. There are lots of ways of promoting equality and valuing diversity within the learning environment. A couple of examples of this are encouraging group work and class work in which students are able to interact with one another and experience different points of view. Ensuring that your resources display different groups of people and cultures, for example in the images used, the examples given, etc. How do you promote equality and diversity? Promoting inclusion. There are many different ways to promote inclusion. For example, foster a positive classroom environment through the creation of ground rules which are agreed by the learners. Value and embrace the diversity of your students. Encourage student interactions and group work. Support important life skills. Include diverse content, materials and concepts. Liaising with other professionals. It is important to liaise with other professionals both internally and externally. For example, it allows you to gain more professional opinions. It offers support for you and students on matters that you aren't necessarily qualified to help in. Example. Docent teaches drama at GCSE level. One of his students stutters, which makes drama a challenging lesson for them. Dawson speaks with the pastoral team and arranges a meeting with the student's parents, which results in the student being referred to a speech therapist to help them cope better in all lessons. Reviewing own inclusive practice and opportunities to improve. Ask yourself, how do you ensure that your lessons are accessible to all students? Are your learning materials and resources inclusive? What do you need to do to improve your own inclusive practice? Example. Heather has a student who is partially deaf. To ensure that this learner gains the most from her lessons, Heather provides transcripts to accompany videos and ensures that the student can sit near the front to allow them the opportunity to lip read. In case Heather talks too quickly or has her back to the class, she has also created an overview of the lesson so that the student can understand what each lesson covers easily, even when lip reading isn't an option. Copy and paste this information when referencing to this document.